What's going on? Try and get some more people in here. See, wait just a second, see who all comes in or who all wants to chat about getting a CDL. Man, I've been so busy here lately, and with the big influx of students, it's been a lot of work. I've been with the big influx of students. Wow, my phone just went off, but tell me that I was live. What's going on, Kenworth Rider? But with the big influence of students we have right now, it's been really busy. Hey, Diego, thanks for putting that comment on that video about how you didn't give up on your dream to get a CDL, man. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I've been really busy doing doing my thing out there on the pad, like with I haven't made a video because I tested out a guy 2 days ago and he trifected. I tested out another guy yesterday. No, let me take that back. Tested out a guy yesterday. He trifected. So congratulations. Great guy. I like awesome guy. Like he was pretty cool. His son's out here trucking too. He has a YouTube channel too. And great guy. Trifected. And then my next guy today, as you can see, whenever I got my trifecta clothes on, I'm testing somebody. So, he trifecta too today. And then I got a test tomorrow, retest actually. He kind of got nervous on a drive, so we're going to redo the drive today. And he should pass. This should be his last test. So, he tests them one more time, let him let him get on his way. But, I've been busy. I got a guy testing the next day too. I got a guy testing on Monday too. So my truck's about to be empty. I'm going to probably get 3 more, or I just got a new guy, and then I'm probably going to get 3 more. Trying to get a load of tires to keep me busy, but I just got my CDL permit. Should I spend all my money on school or join a big company without a base? Hey, you need to do your research. So, school or a big mega carrier, that's up to you. Like, do your research, find the one that fits you, find the best one for you. So, I'm not going to tell you, hey, Prime's for you, and then you come over here and you have a horrible time at Prime. Like, I'm not that guy. Do your research, find the one that fits you the best. But, like I said, do your research. I got stumbled up on my words. I just barely got home. I went in at 5 a.m. today and I just got home at 6. So I pretty much worked 5 to 5. And, my back is killing me and the cold out there is killing me. But standing on that concrete all day, walking back and forth around the truck, helping people out, it's been a challenge. Like, I got to get back used to that concrete or standing out there on that concrete. I got to build myself up. Thanks, man. Good answer. So I guess that was the answer you were looking for. Do your research. But, I got to get myself conditioned back into this training again after being off for 3 weeks with COVID. I got to get used to being on my feet that long and being out there on the concrete that long and training my students to the best of my ability. So what I've been finding out here lately is what I've come to realize is that I can train somebody to the best of my abilities. But I'm also finding out that I can only make somebody as good as they want to be. So if you listen and you study hard, then we can do more stuff and we can learn more. But if we're having problems on pre-trip and spending a lot of time on that, we're spending less time backing and stuff like that. I'm trying my best here, but I have a pretty good trifecta rate right now. Like I'm doing pretty good on the students trifecting, and that's pretty good. I don't think we're having a bad like any problems with like having a bad time of the year where we're not doing as many students. The students are coming in by the bus full still. And I see all of y'all out there at the trucks doing y'all's pre-trip. I went over there today, try to answer some people's questions that might have questions on pre-trip to help them out with the pre-trip. Victory! Oh my gosh. So yeah, I definitely went out there. I'm trying to get around more often to spend a little bit more time with the new guys that are coming in that don't have trainers and go over there and answer some pre-trip questions they have to help them out more. So it was kind of cool to go over there today. A couple of people have really noticed me and was all like, "Hey man, what's up? I watch your videos." I'm all like, "Thanks." There was a lady in the classroom today that subscribed to my channel. I was all like, not subscribed, that gave me a referral bonus. I was like, that's awesome. You know, that's really cool. I do appreciate any referral bonus I get. That's awesome. What we got here? Okay, to get to Prime, unfortunately, it won't. Oh, you can't get to Prime until the new year? Well, you want to get here before February because stuff is changing in February. So we don't even know what all's changed. Prime knows what's changing, but it's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that they got to get the legal team to look at and stuff like that to make sure that we're doing right by the federal standards that are going to come out pretty soon, the new law. So, we're getting ready for February, and February might be a train wreck. So hopefully early January so you can get your CDL before February. So does Prime UA test, then a hair follicle? No, we do the UA. We don't do hair follicle. Not to my knowledge. Right now, as of right now, we don't do it. It costs too much money. And like I said in another video, is you're here for a new start. Why are we going to look so deep into your past like a hair follicle does? So we know that you're changing your life for the better right now, getting a CDL, coming out here truck driving. We're Prime I feel like Prime kind of understands that this is a new beginning for a lot of people. And, they understand that, hey, we weren't all perfect before we decided to come here. We're like, we have our issues, but we're learning how to better ourselves. We're making ourselves better. We're opening up our revenue and our ways to make money and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to stay to the UA. Plus, I think it's a lot cheaper to test UA than the hair follicle. There's a lot of people that come through these doors. So I think it would be a lot cheaper to do the UA than the hair follicle. Yeah, the hair follicle, I've never had one. I had somebody ask me, hey, does Prime give me a hair follicle? Because I'm trying to grow out my hair in case they do so they can take it from there. And I said, I'd like, no. And plus, I think that they can take your hair follicle from anywhere. So I don't think it has to be a hair straight from your head. I think they can take it from everywhere, from what I understand. I never had a hair follicle test, nor do I want to. Like, I don't need no one looking at my past. I was not an angel my whole life, we'll say. What's the new law? Hey, Diego, you're going to have to Google that, and you can download it, and it's a big packet. It's probably going to take a long time to download, and the words are in English, but I don't think it's in English because I can't understand it. I took a look at it to check it out to see what it was like, and I'm not messing with it. All the drug tests, if you do drugs, don't get into trucking. Yeah, Hans, but the thing is that, some people have cleaned up their life, but the hair follicle test goes further back, so people are worried about it. So they might have cleaned up their life, but they're still worried about a hair follicle test and how far it goes back is the problem. So I'm pretty sure that that's what they're looking at whenever people are worried about a hair follicle test. See, somebody said exactly. Well, I don't know. It might have been to Hans' comment. But yeah, drugs and drinking, alcohol, and all that stuff does not mix well with trucking. And you got to remember, once you get your CDL, now that you're a professional driver, what you do in your personal car is going to affect your CDL. And also, what you do in your personal car, whenever if you get a ticket in your personal car, you're pretty much guilty when you got a CDL because you should know better. You're a professional driver now. So you got to take that into consideration. The guys out there buying the sports cars and stuff with all the trucker money they make, hey, you might not want to do that because if you get a bad enough ticket, it's going to affect your CDL. You might lose your job over a speeding ticket. So make sure you're being safe with your CDL. You got to protect it at all times. If you can't help it and you have to go out to like a bar or something like that, make sure that you get an Uber ride home or a Uber there or Lyft or whatever, taxi cab, whatever it takes. Don't be out there trying to drive. It's prime accepting applications from Florida. Yes, I'm training a lot of guys from Florida. I say about probably about a third of the students I trained this year were all from Florida because I've been training a lot of people from Florida. But yeah, we're taking applications from Florida. We're hiring people from Florida. So definitely, if you're from Florida and you're ready to get with Prime, and maybe you applied when we weren't, now's the time to get here. Because what it is we're turning down, I don't know, X amount of loads. Like we're turning down a lot of loads right now, every week, every month, every day. So we're losing out on a lot of loads. We're trying to get more people out here trucking. We're trying to get more people into trucks so we can cover these loads that we're missing out on. But yeah, we're definitely hiring from Florida again. I feel like with all the students I trained from Florida, man, they should hook me up with some Disney World tickets. Like I would like to go, or Disneyland, whichever one's in Florida. You guys that are trained out there that live in Florida, where's the hookup, bro? Give me those Disney tickets. I'll come down there, but we'll hang out. I'll even take you out to eat, man. We'll hang out. We'll go to Disneyland together. I've always wanted to go to Disneyland. I've never been. Make my childhood dream a reality. I would love to go to Disney World. Heck, I just need a vacation. So Florida's the place, though, from what I hear. I like my Florida guys, man. They're all like, we don't have that in Florida. We don't have that in Florida. We don't have that in Florida. And I'm all like, I drove through Florida before. So they'll be talking about the lanes ending and stuff. You know how at the end of the lanes it's dotted real fast? They'll be like, hey, we don't have that in Florida. I'm like, yeah, I drove through Florida. Y'all have those. Like the ramps are ending, so they have all the dots on the line, the dots saying that lane's ending. They're all like, we don't have that in Florida. Yeah, you do. Now, they might be right about all the hills and stuff we have in Missouri and the curvy roads. We don't have that in Florida. No, I don't think you have that in Florida. I'll agree with that. But I'm starting to get a lot of Florida culture from learning from my Florida guys. Is there anything on a applicant's driving background that can hold us back from being accepted to Prime? I've been wanting to go to Prime since I was 18, but I got a few fender benders. It depends how long it was and like what type it was. So like it all depends on like what kind of accident it was, and if they said that you were unsafe driving or stuff like that. If you were, what's it called, negligent, or however you say it, whenever you were like, you get one of those tickets that said that you were being extremely dangerous, like they might not hire you. DWI, they might not hire you. Pretty sure that they might not. But yeah, you would have to get with a recruiter and tell them about that. One thing you do not want to do, you do not want to lie on your application about tickets that you have. Prime will find out. So make sure that you put down all your tickets. Try and remember the best you can of every single ticket that you ever had. Yeah, it also depends how long it's been, so Hans is right. But yeah, I don't know what that comment is. I don't even know. Oh, look, Jesus Takes the Wheel says he's going to take me to Disneyland. Hey, Jesus, that's why I've been buying you. That's why I've been treating you so good when you're here and trying to make sure I pay for your dinner instead of Jesus. Jesus came to town, y'all. Jesus came to town. We went out to eat, and he's never been to one of those places that is a Chinese steakhouse or whatever, Japanese Ohana's or Ohans, and he never seen them make the big fire right in front of you. So they made the big fire in front of them with the volcano, like make the volcano. My kids love it. Big old flash of fire, but he never been before. So I showed him what that was like. He loved it, or I think he did. But he was trying to pay, and I was like, man, you ain't paying, bro. You ain't paying. I said, I'm paying because you're a guest in my state, man. My new state. What's going on, Daniel? It's been a while, bro. Like, you enjoying TNT? TNT going good? 2 years and 3 years. How hard is it to get Prime as a fresh student with a CDL and no traffic record? Fresh student with a CDL. It's not hard. I've had people that have had a driver's license for like 2 years and they couldn't afford a car, so they never drove. And they came here and I taught them how to drive. So I'm sure get with one of the recruiters and put that application in. You can come right here. A CDL permit. It's not hard, dude. Just put in your application and go from there if you choose to come to Prime. But make sure you do your research on your schools and get the one that fits you best. TNT is wild. Oh, wow. Look, Daniel says he came across a tornado on his second day. Bro, I drove through San Antonio one time. And whenever I drove through San Antonio, and whenever I got to the border of Texas, my teammate was all like, hey, what time did we go through San Antonio? I said, man, I don't know, but the weather was bad. It was hailing. It stopped. It started pouring down rain, started hailing again. I said, the wind was whipping us everywhere. He goes, check this out. They had a tornado that went right across the interstate we were on. I was like, whoa. I said, we just missed it because I made it across that interstate. But it did some damage over there. I figured we were probably in it or something. Almost a month into TNT now. Okay, you're almost a month in there. How many miles do you have right now, if you don't mind sharing? Because I would like to know about how many miles it takes for being in TNT a month. Would the holiday season affect you into getting into training? Should I wait till the new year? No, the holidays don't affect you. We still bring students in. I don't think the week of Christmas we bring them in unless it's a short class. Sometimes they start the class a day early, like on Sunday. But if you want to be home for the holidays, then when you put in your application, your recruiter will ask you, "Hey, are you ready to go in like ASAP, or you need to put a 2 weeks notice in for your job or something like that?" You can always set the date around that. But every week we have classes coming in. I heard manuals were the best to learning. The backing was easier in the manuals. I think there was more control in the manuals. So in a month, he said he thinks he has 14,000 miles in, so maybe 12,000 a month. Whoa, a month at 12,000? Well, I don't know. You shot my figures out of the water. My figures is 5,000 miles. My figures is like 5,000 miles a week. So, and you just asked him how many miles he needs a week total. He needs 30,000 total to upgrade to his truck. So, yeah, he told you right there. He needs 30,000 miles. Yeah, automatic drivers equals steering wheel holders. Oh man, that hurts. We're more than steering wheel holders, but it's all good. Yeah, the automatics are easier to drive, and it's you. I miss driving the manual. I really did. I liked it. It gave me something to do. I did not like it in traffic though. So, and I really bumping a dock in a manual, you kind of hit it harder. The automatic, you can just back it in there smooth. Oh yeah, that's right. Jesus started the week of Christmas whenever he started. So, maybe it just depends. Last year they had a class during the week of Christmas. The year before that, I think they had one, but the year before that they did not have one the week of Christmas and the week after Christmas. So throughout the New Year's, 2 weeks. So I have not heard if we're having a class during the week of Christmas or not yet. If I had to guess, we probably are, the way we're bringing in people right now and the way people want to get a CDL right now. Week average for a TNT on Jesus's truck is going to be 4,200, and that's fine too. It's right under 5,000. I just average 5,000 because there's some weeks Jesus is going to run his student to the bone, and they're going to do 6,000 miles in one week, and then the next week they might do 4,200 miles. But I do like that. Jesus is a TNT trainer, so his numbers are probably more accurate than my numbers. So I'm guessing that he's probably closer to the actual numbers than I am, because he's a lease TNT trainer and he would know it better than me. Are you on the new ELD regulations? Yeah, we're on the current LED and we're doing fine on it. I've never had a problem with it. I've never had to run a logbook though. More than like a week. I've never had to run a logbook more than a week. I've ran a logbook for a week, and then Qualcomm started working again. So I've ran paper logs. I don't really care for them too much. Daniel says he's went through some hurdles, puncture tires, tornado, dangerous high winds, etc. We had to shut down multiple times. Hey man, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I shut down whenever I feel like it's unsafe to drive anymore. So I'm with you there. I will shut down whenever it feels unsafe. I'm the captain of the ship. And if I feel like shutting down because I don't feel like it's safe to drive no more, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut it down. So, do you know how much you would owe Prime for breach of contract after passing the road test? So, if you quit after you trifecta, I'll even go back further than that. When you're in PSD, you're going to sign a contract on a CBT, a computer-based training, and that's when you sign your contract that, hey, if I don't quit within the first 7 days, then I'm signing the contract to pay for the school here to get my CDL, and I will stay a year, and Prime will pay for it. So it's a CBT you sign, and you have 7 days, or I think it's still 7 days. It used to be 7 days to quit and not owe Prime nothing. But if you're past those 7 days and you're like, you get the CDL or whatever, if you quit anytime after that, you're going to owe Prime the money for the school. And I want to say it's around like $4,600. So it's like $4,600 plus the money that you borrowed every week from your Prime card to eat or to buy stuff that you needed over the road, because they loan you $200 a week during the PSD training, so you can buy whatever you need to eat and survive. And they do it as an interest-free loan that after you finish PSD, I don't think they take the money during TNT. I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to ask somebody if they take the money during TNT or if they take the money after you upgrade to your own truck. So, but they take it out $25 at a time till you pay back the money that you borrowed. Oh, Hans was driving an automatic today and was a bad today wasn't a bad experience. Hey, come join your club of steering wheel holders. Okay, Daniel says, yeah, they take the money during TNT, $25 a week. So it's an interest-free loan, and as soon as you pass your CDL, when you get on TNT, they start taking it out. I say take it all. Like, take all that money that you get and do what you need to do with it. Save it for rainy day or whatever. It's interest-free, and you're going to pay it back to yourself anyway, so. Jesus Takes the Wheel says the 1 year contract flies by quick. And it does. Man, before you know it, that year's over with. You're all like, man, I just got off of TNT. Just like my past few years, my time has been flying by too. Like I'm tripping that I've been here 5 years already for a job that I came to be here a year. I was like, I'm only going to be here 1 year. That's it. 1 year. 1 year, I'm gone. Like, goodbye. So, yeah, that contract, you'll get out of it pretty quick. You won't be in that 1 year contract for long, or it won't feel like long. It's going to be a year. And it starts whenever you get your purple badge, when you're hired on is the start date of it. And it will go until 1 year from the time you get your CDL. Do they feed you 3 times a day during orientation? Yes. During the orientation, for the 4 or 5 days during the orientation, they give you a meal card, and you're going to be able to get breakfast, a certain amount of money spent on breakfast, a certain amount of money for lunch, and a certain amount of money for dinner. So go in there and get some. I take advantage of that. Like, I made sure, even if I wasn't eating, I went and put something. Say I wasn't going to eat lunch because I was busy, I would go get something and put it in my refrigerator so I'd have a sandwich later and some chips and stuff. And that cafeteria at the campus, you're all like, man, it's not that bad. It's not that great either. But when you get to the Millennium and you see the cafeteria over there, you're going to be like, Holy, this smokes. This is nuts. Man, I'm telling you what, we get treated good at Prime. I'm not even going to lie. That cafeteria is nice. The basketball court over there is nice. Like, you're going to be like, holy cow. Because you first come in, you're over there in the hood at the campus inn, or like over there in the ghetto, or what it feels like the hood. You know, you're over there in the campus inn with all the homeless people staked out everywhere around it. You're all like, man, it's gated. The homeless people ain't out your front door. They're outside of it. But you're like, man, it's ghetto over here. I walked to the store, 3 homeless guys asked me for money or more than that. So you see that, and then you get to the terminal, and you're like, man, this is awesome. Heavy Metal Halls. Hey, what's going on, brother? Hope to see you in January. Oh, OTC's coming out in January. Are they still quarantining people for 5 days that come on the bus? Yes. Bus, plane, stuff like that, they're going to quarantine you. Hotspots, major cities, you're going to get quarantined, unfortunately. But it's all good, man. During that quarantine, like, you can watch some pre-trip videos. I got some, like, my opinion is right now, I have not seen any pre-trip videos that are not more current than mine. So mine is like my pre-trip videos. You go to my playlist and look at my pre-trip videos, they are great. And I point at stuff and I make sure that you can see what it is. Make sure y'all check out my pre-trip videos once y'all get here. I tell people all the time, check out my pre-trip video. And there's a pretty funny story about my pre-trip video that happened. My pre-trip videos that happened is my student had a friend that was struggling with his student learning the pre-trip, and he had a foreign guy. I can't remember where he said he was from. I think he said he was. I can't remember where he said he was from, but his friend was having problems getting on pre-trip. So what he did is he sent him my videos, and he said the very next day, the dude knew the entire pre-trip. He went from knowing none of it to the entire pre-trip the next day. So I think that's awesome. The Lamplighter Motel, right? Head into orientation right now. Start on Monday. Right on, dude. Good luck. They need to quarantine people that have been in Springfield. That's a hot spot. Right? Just don't quarantine me. I already had COVID, and I heard that I was being told the other day by one of my students that since I had COVID not too long ago, last month, that I couldn't even get COVID for 90 days. I'm not testing it out, but 90 days I can't get COVID. Like, I'm not going to test that out. I'm not going to say, hey, let me test this out if I get COVID by going and hanging out with some guys with COVID. Like, I'm not about to test it out, but he said I couldn't get COVID for 90 days. Definitely ain't trying that out. But yeah, Lyle, I was thinking about calling you today, but I didn't want to wake you up or, mess with your sleep pattern. That's why I don't call you much, man, because I don't want to wake you up when you're sleeping. But I wanted to talk to you the other day just to call you up, say, hey, bro, what you doing? How you doing? Just talk, chit chat for a little while, see what's going on in the world of no hippie transportation. If I see you just post a video, I know you're up. So sometimes, I think that's a good time to call. But yeah, it's good seeing you, brother, in here. So Randy says he's right there in Orlando. When do I want to come to Disney? What is the best time of the year to come to Disney whenever it's not super packed? I know it's probably super packed most of the year, but do they have a slow month? Because I don't like being in big groups of people, and you know, if the lines are shorter, I'm okay with that. And Florida's winter is like, you know, our summer here, like, or our fall or spring or something. So, like, yeah, I wouldn't mind going in the Florida winter time probably because maybe there less people there, maybe. Oh, you see me in the building? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I really need sleep. Your ringer's turned off. Oh, okay. So I know if I call you and your ringer's and you don't answer, I know your ringer's off and you're asleep. Okay. No Hippie refers a lot of people to my channel. It's awesome. Like I get people all the time that I run into at the terminal in different places, and they're all like, "Hey, I watch your channel. No Hippie sent me to it." I'm all like, "That's awesome." Jesus Takes the Wheel says, "I went to Disney during 4th of July weekend, and it was packed, and COVID didn't exist on the grounds apparently. LOL, it was fun." Yeah. So I don't want to go July 4th because if it's packed, I don't want to go then. That's right. Yeah, I agree. No Hippie Trucking. It's a great channel. I really, really tell people to check it out. And usually, whenever I have some of my students and they're like talking about YouTube channels, I always ask them, I'm all like, "Hey, you watch No Hippie?" And they're all like, "No, who's that?" I say, "Man, you got to watch that channel." But Million Mile Man, he's another great one. Like I keep on telling Million Mile Man, hey, when you're in Springfield, we got to meet. Like I would really like to meet him and like get to talking about different stuff. One of the things is I want to know. I have questions for him on his TNT process because I know he does TNT and he's really successful about it, and his students praise him. So I know that he's doing stuff right. So I wouldn't mind asking him a few questions, like run me through the outline of what you do. Like I want to know like how many like are you doing super solo the whole time? Because it was kind of sounding like he does super the solo the whole time. So I would like to know how long it takes and stuff like that. Because the question, my thing is, how long does it take to finish a TNT if we're doing super solos? Like, you know, I think some people would be interested in doing super solo to train to do TNT because people don't like to sleep while the truck's moving. So, like, is it that hard to run super solo? Lyle the Rambling Man. Yeah. Hey, I ramble on sometimes. I repeat myself sometimes because I'll just forget what I'm talking about in mid sentence whenever I'm doing a video, and I'll be like say the same thing over. My videos are not planned, and I think No Hippie's video are not planned either. I think that he just turns he something grinds his gears or something irritates him or something he wants to talk about, and I think he has that topic in mind and he just hits record and he says what he wants to say. No filter. That's kind of what I do. Sometimes I'll make videos that I'm more like, all right, I'm talking about silent tandems. I want to get these pictures to add to it. And like, I'll make a video about something educational that I really need to show you. Oh, Willie doesn't do super solo. I thought that he did it for a while. So I guess he doesn't. I must have picked it up somewhere. Maybe he does it at the start for a while and then he moves to it. Super solo is where you're running the truck like one of you run a shift of let's see, there's 24 hours in a day. I think one of you runs an 8-hour shift, the other one runs an 8-hour shift, and then the truck stops for 8 hours. I think that's how it works. 8 hours. 8 plus 8, 16. Yeah, that's how it works. So the truck will sleep so you can get, the truck will stop so you can get better sleep. So to me, that sounds a lot more enticing than just running straight TNT. Like, I wouldn't mind doing that. Disney is packed now. Looking really nice. Disney is. So I guess Disney never has a slowdown. What's TNT like for company TNT trainers, super solo teams, and home time? For TNT trainers that are company, you make, oh man, I freaking just looked at this yesterday. I can't remember the exact cent per mile, but you make more cent per mile, and you get paid all those miles of that truck, and you're going to be making way more than a team truck would be making. I want to say it was 40 something cents per mile, or it was something like that. But you're making that times the entire amount of miles that truck's making, so it's really good money. Super solo, I don't know how much you would make. I don't know how many miles you could run super solo. I've never ran super solo besides like one day here or one day there just to get to a load there faster. So I never actually ran super solo for an entire week. Whenever I was a team truck, it was running. We were running. Hey, wake up. It's your turn to drive. I'm going to bed. Get out to bed. Boom. You jump in the seat, switch out. And home time is whenever you and your trainer you and your student, I guess, decide that, hey, I want to go home, so let's go home around this time. So what you do is you drop your student off first, of course. You drive the truck home. So drop your student off somewhere at a truck stop by his house that he can get picked up from. You'll drop him off there. He'll go home. You'll take your load back to your house or wherever you're delivering it to by your house, so you can take your time off. You take your 4 days off, 5 days off, whatever you're taking off, and then it takes you a couple of days to get back to them. So the student will be off longer than you, probably be off a week by then. Then you get back on the truck, pick them back up at the same truck stop you left them at, and boom, you're back to making money again. They're also, from what I understand, they're going to grandfather all the TNTs trainers into into February. So all the TNT trainers, not grandfather them in, but TNT trainers will not be affected by the law that's coming in February if they go ahead and push it through in February, because it's been kicked back a year already one time. So people are going to be able to do TNT still, I believe. But if you don't have 2 years of experience on your CDL, you cannot be a trainer after February. So everybody that's a trainer, a PSD trainer in February that does not have 2 years of experience, you're going to have to go run some TNTs or go back solo till you have your time in. How many do super solos at the beginning? I do. Hey, if I was picking up a student that I don't know, I would be doing super solo for about 2 weeks just so I can see what's going on. If not, just letting them do solo runs until I figure it out, like for at least a couple days, just to see what he knows and everything that he knows, and teach him a bunch of stuff. If you're a TNT trainer right now, or you're going to do TNT training, go check out the outline video I made for the macros, Go check it out. It's on my playlist. It's under TNT. So definitely check that out and make sure that you get your students to make that outline like that. It's going to be a big help on the macros. It's going to save you a lot of time just making that outline. It's a pretty good outline, and I like get a spiral notebook for them. Write that stuff in it. Give them the spiral notebook so they can take notes on the macros. Disney is bad in the springtime. I believe it because it's not super hot in Florida. Can't build up that stamina, baby, and the stamina. Yeah, you have to build up. You do have to build up their stamina, though. I've had guys that from the first day of getting them, they could run their entire shift out. I had guys from their first day that could work they only went 2 hours down the road, and they're all like, I can't go no more. And I'm all like, dude, we just got up. Like, you really can't go no more? The next day they make it 3 hours. I had one guy, he was a nightmare student, and he quit the day before his test. He was a nightmare. I forgot about that guy. So I had a guy, he quit the day before his test because he got mad at me on the pad is what happened. Like, I was giving him a pre-test of doing all 6 maneuvers with the same amount of points you get on the test. On the test, you get 3 maneuvers, but on my test, you guys pass all 6 in the same amount of time as your test and with the same amount of points as doing 3. So you can only have 12 points, 13 points you fail, and you're doing 6 maneuvers versus 3 on the test. He messed up one of his parallels. He got extremely angry. He got out my truck, turned it off, threw the keys through the window. He's all like, I'll fix you. And I said, look, I'm not going to help you until you fail it or you run out of time or get enough points. Don't give up on it. Keep going until you run out of time. You can fix this still. And he just didn't want to do it. So he got all mad, threw the keys through the window. He cussed me out, told me, hey, if I don't trifecta tomorrow on purpose, then you're not gonna get paid. I said, man, I'm not worried about my money. Like, I'm taken care of. Like, I got savings. Like, you're not hurting my money. You're not gonna hurt me with whether you pass or you don't pass. So whatever. I said, get back in the truck though. Let's fix this and finish it. He storms off. He's like, I'm getting a new trainer. I was like, whatever. He left. They called me up front, pulled me into the room. After he done talked to him, they asked me what happened. I told him what happened. Hey, he threw the keys in the truck. He told me this. He said he did this. Same stuff I said now. And they said, hey, you walked away from the truck? You didn't tell us that. Y'all were doing pad time and he walked away from the truck and quit doing it? I was like, yep. So they're all like, hey, look, we talked for a while, got everything hashed out. They said, all right, go back out there with Daniel. We trust in him to get you your CDL. He will get you your CDL. So go back out there and work. But his pride was up. This dude was a handful, and he was something else, man. I put up with a lot with that guy. And he was all like, I'm not going out there with Daniel. You give me a new trainer or send me home. I said, fine, go home. He said, and the whole time he's telling me on the truck, man, I got all this money. I'm rich. And like, I got all this and that and this and that. He goes, well, are y'all going to pay for my way home? They said, no, we're not sending you home. You're going home. That's on you. They said, well, you know what we'll do is we'll pay for your way home, but you're going to reimburse us. You're going to pay us back. And we're going to bill it to you. He said, well, that's fine. And they say, hey, just so you know, we have to upsell the tickets because if you miss the bus, it's a transferable ticket. We're going to have to do that. And he was all like, yep, send me home. I said, oh, wow. So, boom, they sent him home. Just put him on the bus, send him home. Yeah, that was a bad experience, though. He was a nightmare. So, but back to him, The dude would only drive for like 30 minutes and be like, I can't drive no more. I'm all like, what? I'm too tired. He wouldn't. He said, I ain't driving nights. That's the problem. I get too sleepy driving nights. Okay, we'll switch. Like, okay, we'll try to switch to day shift then or early morning. So he would go in the back. I'd be like, I gotta get this load there. He would go in the back, sleep the entire time. I get the load there and deliver it, and then we would go park at a truck stop. I would go to sleep. This dude was still sleeping. He was sleeping. He would wake up. We would take off on the road again. I'd be like, you good to drive, man? He goes, yeah. About 30, 45 minutes later, oh, man, I can't make it no more. I'm too tired. I'm all like, but it's day shift now. You said if we got on days, you could drive. Man, you talking about he drove 1 hour a day every single day before he would go to bed. He was only up an hour a day. Now, he would get up ever so often to go outside the truck and go in the truck stop and get something to eat or something like that. But man, it took me forever to finish this dude. And we were over the road for about a week. And I was like, I can't. I told my fleet manager, I said, send me in. I can't be over the road with this guy because this dude is not like driving. And the dude was a big time, like, I don't know, man. We'll just say he was very offensive, and like I couldn't stand the way he talked. He was not a nice person. So I could not be around him no more. I said, take me to the terminal. Take me to the terminal right now. I'll finish them there. I'll test them out and get rid of them. And that was the plan. I told my fleet manager, do not take this dude to your fleet. And like I gave him my fleet manager's number all the time. I'm like, here, call this dude. Call this dude. Call this dude. Get off my truck, man. Tell him how bad I am because I want you to drive more than 30 minutes a day. Tell him. He would not push himself. He would not stay awake. He would not sit there in the seat and watch me drive. Straight to bed. Straight to bed. I was like, whatever, man. But luckily, he quit the day before he got a CDL. Then he got mad at me, called me up. Like I wasn't checking the numbers. I deleted them from my phone. And he called me up and was mad at me because he got charged for his CDL that he never got. He said, you need to tell them I quit on this date. And I was all like, dude, I don't know when you quit. I don't know when you were on my truck, man. I don't remember the dates. I said, I don't even know why you called me, bro, after how you treated me and everything. Bye. I got off the phone, man. I ain't messing with that. Jesus Takes the Wheel does 1 or 2 super solos at the beginning. Okay. You'll be good. Gotta go back to the road. All right, Heavy Metal Holland, man. You be safe if you haven't left already with my big talk about my nightmare student. One of my nightmare students. I have more nightmare students. I've had lots more nightmare students. How much does Prime charge to house you during training? Nothing. Especially if you go over the road, you're gonna be sleeping on the truck. Unless for some reason your trainer's charging you rent, but he shouldn't be, charging you rent. Hey, I'm renting out my top bunk. Any takers? I'm just kidding because I know somebody's at one of those hotels over there that they don't like. Then they'll come try to rent my truck. The hotel Prime owns the Campus Inn and the Oasis, but Rob Lowe actually owns it. So we got rooms. Right now we're using like 4 or 5 hotels because we have that many students here right now. So your room's gonna be covered though by Prime during training. Twisted Big D is nice, cool, and breezy. 73 here where I live in Florida. Man, I tell you what, dude, I went to the beach in the end of October one time. I went to South Padre Island in Texas, and I went in like October because I was like, it's gonna be too hot any other time. And there was people out, and like we were all out there swimming and you know doing our thing on the beach, hanging out, like bonfires and stuff at night. We had a good time, nice and cool. Like it was still nice and warm. I mean, but whenever I came home, first time I got out of the car, I was like, oh, freezing cold. Like I was like, oh, had to put the jacket on, everything because it was freezing everywhere else. Everyone has a wrench but me. That makes me sad. Well, Wombat, I don't give out wrenches like that. And I don't think everyone has a wrench in here. I only give wrenches to mainly people I know or people that have been following me for a long time. I gave out a lot of wrenches whenever I first started this because I had to give it to somebody, but it's mainly people I know and people that have been following me for a long time that like I truly, truly trust with a wrench. When were SBI? Oh, when was I at South Padre Island? That was back in 2004. I was in 2004. I was in South Padre Island. I still got my souvenirs and stuff. Like I still got a bunch of stuff from there. Like I bought this it's upstairs. It's a big old glass like egg shaped kind of thing, but it's pretty big. It's real big and it has these glass jellyfish in it that are glow in the dark, and it's all glass. It's solid. I don't know how they made the jellyfish in there, and I don't know how they made it glow in the dark. Yeah, we went to South Padre Island, and then we went down to New Bronzeville, and then we went into Mexico. I forgot the town, but they have the Corona factory down there, so we went down there and got to see a bunch of stuff. I'm from that. Yeah, Jesus is from that area. I live 15 minutes from the beach. Man, that must be nice. 15 minutes from the beach. Wolfman says, good evening, folks. But yeah, I like South Padre Island. We were actually there whenever they were doing these sandcastle days. So they were building a bunch of sandcastles and sand sculptures and stuff. And they were like had all these buckets set up where you could make your own sand sculpture. It was pretty cool though. They had lots of stuff to do there. It was tons of stuff to do there. Randy says, "Hey, Twisted." Or, hey, Big D, what are you using for internet in your truck? I'm using the Netgear Nighthawk hotspot, and it's the best. Like, they need to sponsor me or something, but they have a brand new one that came out, and I don't have it yet, but I have the older generation one, and I love it. Super fast. Ethernet port is awesome, and the battery in it is really, really big, but like it's a good hotspot. Highly recommended. I have videos about that hotspot on my channel if you can find some of my older videos. Or actually I did one not too long ago about it again because like I had to let people know that they don't have the unlimited plan at AT&T no more like I got. Wolfman says, I'm a Texas from East Texas around Longview and Tyler. I know exactly where that is. I'm a Texan from West Texas. Was born in Odessa, if you know where that is. That's oil field. That's money. Most people from Texas know where Odessa is because they know about that money in the oil field. But I'm from the oil field, or I'm from Odessa, where the oil field is. I've never worked in the oil field, but I'm from that area. And then I lived in Lubbock, Texas for most of the time. There ain't nothing in Lubbock, Texas but a college, Texas Tech. That's about it. We should plan a big trip to the islands next year. You'll host? Oh, wow. Jesus is over there buying real estate with all of his lease money he's making by doing TNT students, training TNT students. Before you know it, he's gonna be buying a bunch of trucks. Jesus, if we go on a trip, man, like no lie, I've never been to Niagara Falls. If I do a trip, if I want to do a trip somewhere, I'm dying to see Niagara Falls. And now I got a passport so I can see it from both sides. Like I would love to do that. And I would also like sometime one of my things I want to do is I want to really go inside the Statue of Liberty too. Like I wouldn't mind doing that stuff. Like I would like to see some of that stuff. I tried to get a rental car whenever I was over by Mount Rushmore too. I wanted to go see that. And I didn't have a credit card because I built all my credit. Everything I have, I bought with not using credit cards. So, I didn't have a credit card, so they didn't want to give me a rental car. And I was all like, I say, man, can I use my savings account? Like, can I just show you my bank statement? Like, you would not have no problem charging me for that rental car with my savings account. Like, I pay for the whole thing. But I missed out on it and there's no Ubers over there to take you there, or I would have Ubered over there. But yeah, I missed out on it. I had to sit there. I was sitting there for a 12-hour break or something like that. And I was all like, man, I got to go see Mount Rushmore. I'm right here close to it. Couldn't get a rental car. So, if I was over the road again or more than I am right now, then I'm going to invest, or I'm going to probably have to get me a rental car. That way I can, or I'm a rental car. I'm going to have to get me a credit card so I can get a rental car to go see stuff like that. Because my thing is, if I just me and my wife, I would go, I would bring her over the road and I would get a rental car when we went to different places and we would go check stuff out. Like get a rental car, go here for 4 or 5 days, go check all this stuff out. Whenever I was in Pittston, I was supposed to go to Niagara Falls. My guy Tony was going to take me. I was all like, Tony, he's from up there. So I was like, dude, you got to come pick me up and take me to Niagara Falls, man. But we didn't get the chance. I'm too busy. I work a lot. Hey, Jason Bailey, what's going on, brother? Jason Bailey just became a TNT instructor. Good job, brother. And he's taking one of my students. They're gonna go do TNT together, and they're gonna have a good time. Jason has a YouTube, but he hasn't put out a video in a long, long time. He was supposed to come see me on the pad today. Jason, you didn't come see me on the pad today. I got oil in my blood, huh? It's like Vegas. Yeah, Niagara Falls would be nice. And there's only one other thing that I would like to go see though. Niagara Falls, Statue of Liberty. Go inside the Statue of Liberty. And then there's only one more thing that I would like to do sometime. And I don't even know why. Ever since I guess I was a kid, You see it on TV and stuff. I've never been to Mardi Gras. So, like, we planned a trip. Me and a couple trucker buddies, whenever I first came out here, we planned a trip to go to Mardi Gras, and we never got to go. So, I wanted to check that out. I want to see what it's like. And I would like to see what that area is like. There's a lot of history there and stuff like that. I would like to go check out the town, look at a lot of stuff, check out a bunch of stuff in New Orleans, man. I would like to see that town. Also, I'm scared of voodoo, so like, you know, go check out some voodoo stuff and see if anyone gets me or anything. I don't mess with voodoo. Uh, I'll buy one of those electric bikes and travel that way. Yeah, like, and they're making more stuff like those electronic bikes and stuff. Like, wouldn't that be awesome if they could go a little bit faster though, and you could get places off of that truck? Wouldn't that be more like better? Make them more lightweight to put them on your trucks. Drove almost heaven, West Virginia. I live in New Orleans. Mardi Gras is overrated, and that's what I hear a lot. But I just like want to go check it out. That way, I could just be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna tell my great 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 grandchildren because technology is better nowadays and medication's better and people are living longer. So I'll be like 150 or so before I pass away. I'll tell my great 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 grandchildren that hey, I went to Mardi Gras one time. I don't know. It's just something I wanted to do because I've never been. I don't even know why. It just looks like a big party. John C's not don't be afraid of voodoo. Right? Yeah, I don't know. I just like chicken bones and all that stuff. I'm all like, why do they use chicken bones? Like it just for the longest time I wouldn't eat chicken wings because they had bones in them. And like I was all like, man, I don't want to eat chicken wings because it has bone in it. I didn't want to eat fried chicken because it had bones in it. And I was all like, they use chicken bones in voodoo. I don't want to eat that. Like I'm straight up being for reals. Did not want to eat chicken off the bone because they use it in voodoo. Like it's kind of scared. Jason said, I might come by the pad tomorrow. Depends on lineup. Gets me out of here. Gets me out of here. Dudes are having trouble getting me a load out, and I'm waiting to go somewhere. Jason, just keep checking in, dude. Check in every 2 hours or every hours, man. That's what you have to do with driver lineup. Especially early morning. That's the best time to check in. Like, keep on checking in for that load. Or heck, just get something out of the yard, man. That's the hardest thing is picking a load out of the yard. Just get you something out of the yard. Once you're out of the yard, it's fair game after that. That's why I told you to leave a couple days ago, for reals. Just be careful. Louisiana has much to offer you, and don't do it at night if you can. I hate keyboards. Used to work on bourbon. Ask Prime if we get double, triple endorsement on our CDL. Can we pull personal cars behind the trailer? Oh man, dude, you drive a reefer, man. Put the car inside the trailer. They seriously use bones and voodoo. From what I seen on TV, they use bones and voodoo. Like I watch some cartoons, man. They use bones and voodoo, but I don't know for sure. I just always thought that whenever I was younger. Now, bro, I tear up some wings. Like, I'll tear them up. Like, I get all the meat off of it too. I'm not one of those people that leaves any gristle on there. I eat everything in the wing. I know how to eat some wings. And don't even tell me about some chicken nuggets. You people getting those boneless wings? Those are chicken nuggets. Don't be telling me we're gonna go eat some wings or you're gonna buy me some wings and bringing those chicken nuggets over here. I'm not hearing it. Don't be bringing me no chicken nuggets. For reals, man. My truck was broke. It's now good. Got it fixed. Sorry, man. I had the keyboard type stuff. You don't want it to. It's a magic keyboard, man. It types whatever you don't want it to. Yeah, I know, Jesus. Bro, you killing me, Jesus. You can't be eating no boneless wings. There's no such thing as boneless wings. Like, those are chicken nuggets, bro. You eat some chicken nuggets with some sauce. You might as well go to McDonald's, get you some chicken nuggets, and go over there to Dollar General and get you some sauce to dip some ranch sauce to dip those chicken nuggets in. Like, I'm not playing. You gotta have the bones in the wings, like, for reals. Uh, don't worry about voodoo. Had a cousin who tried to do it. Most mind games and worry about the crazy people on the mojo. It's a drug that makes people insane. Oh man, people gonna rewatch this on the replay, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, are they really talking about voodoo right now? Like, is that the topic?" Half of a chicken nugget is grounded up chicken bones. Yeah, Jesus, you chicken nuggets over there, your boneless wings, your chicken nuggets over there is grinded up bones. Man, your chicken nugget, your boneless wings is just everything left over after they make the wings. Like, it's all the scraps left over. They just throw it in a shredder and bread that stuff up. Like, you're getting all the slop off the floor, man. It's kind of like those combo loads. You guys that haul out there the combo loads, you know what I'm talking about. Those combo loads are nasty. That's what chicken nuggets are. Those combo loads that are messing up the trailers, dripping blood all over the place. Stink, 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 stink. Combos are nasty. That was like one of the loads that I dreaded the most. If it said protein solutions, I was like, no, because your truck would be filthy with blood and stuff, and it would stink, and you couldn't get that smell out of your nose. And they got that fine dirt all over the place. Horrible time. Nap time. All right, Jason. Do trucks after TNT once you become solo have TVs? No, but you can put a TV in there. I got a TV. I got an Xbox One in my truck, and I'm a PS. I train mainly PSD, and I got my Xbox in there. I got my TV. I got my Wi-Fi. Like, I'm living life in my truck. I'm comfortable. I'm watching my TV shows. Let me get some detention pay. I'm gonna finish a series or something. Voodoo Donuts is the place. Never had no Voodoo Donuts. Got to come to Florida to catch a rocket launch too, especially a night launch. You'll never forget the ground shakes like an earthquake. Oh wow, that's crazy. That would be cool to see too. Like, I've never seen that either. Recommend you go to New Orleans and get a pass to ride the streetcar, but I'm still in New Orleans area. When you visit, feel free to holler at me or holler at your girl here. All right. See, got somebody that'll take me around New Orleans and show me the town. That means I hope you have a car because that would be awesome. Then we could go out to all the places. There's a lot of history there too. Right, Jesus? Jesus says he's getting hungry for some wings right now. Bro, I am too, man. I really wanted to go where you wanted to eat, man. I told my wife, I was like, man, let's go to Hooters. And she was all like, she goes, nah, we just went there the other night. And I was all like, okay. But hey, the Chinese food was good. Did you eat your leftovers, bro? I ate my leftovers the next day. I make 2 meals out of that. It's not expensive either. Like it's not too bad on the price either. Somebody's ordering boneless chicken nuggets right now. He must be at McDonald's. Anderson's at McDonald's getting them some boneless chicken nuggets right now. Oh man, currently driving Uber. All right. Later, enjoy your Uber time. I get a lot of people coming to Prime that's what they did before they got here. They drove Uber. Captain Banana was a taxi cab driver till Uber and Lyft put him out of business. So, see, Jesus says he woke up at 3 a.m. and ate the leftovers. Man, I don't blame you, dude. That stuff was good. Like I like eating there. I really do. That was kind of my idea. I was like, my wife was all like, "Hey, where you want to go? You want to eat some Chinese buffet?" I'm like, "No, I don't like Chinese buffet." First off, like I'll get that straight. I don't like that Chinese buffet stuff. The Chinese buffet to me, I don't like touching the freaking utensils after other people touched them. Now during COVID, like they had the gloves out there, and I was like, that makes it a little bit better. That way I don't have to touch it as much. Like I have my glove on, but I really don't like buffets too much. A little fact about me is I'm kind of like a germaphobe. I'm thinking there's a lot of germs there, like at buffets. Like I don't want to. I don't want nothing to do with a buffet. Really, I mean, she likes going there, so we go there. But I really don't like messing with the buffet. The older I get, and I think after I worked corrections in a psych facility and seeing the flesh eating diseases and different diseases and sicknesses that people were catching in there, and like sterilizing the equipment, the doctors and stuff like that, sterilizing before surgeries and stuff like that. I think that ruined me from like a lot of stuff. Like being that made me like a big time like I can't be around germs and I can't be around nasty stuff. Like it's just disgusting. Like nah, I don't want to catch no flesh eating disease because that guy that caught it, they chopped off his feet. Said, "Man, we got it." We got it this time. Then they cut him off at the knees. They said, "We definitely got it this time. You're good." And then they cut him off at the waist. So he was only from the waist up. And I was all like, man, this is not good with those bags of I just don't know, man. I was like, I don't want to ever have some kind of antibiotic resistant flesh eating disease. I don't want that. Like, how no. Like stuff like that, I'll never forget. Like, see, so I worked at a psych facility slash hospital, is what it is. So the hospital side is where I've seen stuff like that. I've seen a lot of stuff in the hospital, and I've been to a lot. I've been inside a lot of surgeries. Like I've seen open heart, I've seen eye surgery, I've seen where they drill out. They get the drill. They cut your skull open to relieve pressure. And they your brain swelling, so like it's messing you up. So they open that up, and then they take like one of those wood drills that's hand cranked, and it's all sterile. It's stainless steel or whatever, but it's all sterile. But they're drilling into the actual skull of your head, drilling into that to let the pressure out. Like, man, if they go too deep, they hit your brain, probably gonna kill you. So they have to only go so deep. I mean, like I've seen some stuff. Like people all the time tell me, man, I don't know if you're happy or sad, what you are. You don't show no emotions. I'm all like, that's just how I am now. Working corrections for 13 years, you kind of just like that. So, but, seeing all those surgeries and stuff like that in hospitals and stuff, you just kind of become a germaphobe and you're like, man, I don't want that. I don't want that. I hope that doesn't happen to me. I've seen that surgery. I don't want that. Like, it's crazy. I remember one time we were taking this guy, he jumped off of the second floor and he landed on his feet and it broke that bone, the femur bone on his leg. It stuck out the skin. Like, and the nurses at the freaking prison, man, you know, if you're a nurse working at a prison, like a lot of you nurses at the prison, y'all are good people. Like y'all do know a lot, but most of there's a lot of nurses at the prison that are not too bright, especially the GP units and stuff like that. At Montford, we had real good nurses, but the place I was at did not have real good nurses, and they didn't know what to do. So, like, I'm pretty much like, hey, hold his foot still, like, stop moving it around. You need to get the ambulance here. I'm all like, hey, stop looking at it. Stop looking at it. Because the inmate kept looking at it. He's gonna pass out if he kept looking at it. I'm all like, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. I kept his attention. Like, I'm all like, hey, would you wrap that up? You gotta wrap that up because it's bleeding. Like, you have to do something. Get the ambulance here. Like they didn't know what they were doing, but me seeing all these surgeries and stuff, I knew what was going on. So like in the ambulance ride, like we go on that ambulance ride. I'm in the back of the ambulance with the offender in there, and the guy's all like, "Hey, I'm gonna hold his foot still. I really, really need some help here, man. I need you to wrap this leg, but I want it done like this." And I'm all like, "Hey, man, just hold his leg still." Man, I wrapped that sucker up like a pro because I've seen it a million times. Like, I've seen it so much that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wrap this sucker up. So I wrapped it up, and like that nurse did not know what they were doing. I was working overtime at the Smith unit, and that dude's bones out his leg because he jumped off the second floor on his feet. I wrapped that stuff up, and it was all good, but it just, nothing really phases me. Like people ask me all the time, they're all like, "Oh man, you were in corrections for that long and you worked in a psych facility? What's the strangest thing that you've seen?" Man, I've seen a lot of bad stuff. I've seen a lot of strange things. I've seen, like, I don't know what's the weirdest thing. Like that was the normal for most of my life, or like 13 years of my life. That was normal. So like you would come into work, dude cut his eye out. Oh shoot. Has it cut the other one out yet? Oh yeah, that dude ate his eyeball? Oh wow. Really? Oh, that dude swan dived into the floor on his head and broke his neck? It's the normal. It was nuts. Hey, Chris Smith. Chris Smith was working there with me. He knew he was there too. From voodoo to flesh eating diseases. Yeah, we're bouncing all over the place. We're just talking about whatever we feel like tonight. I did trifecta yesterday. Get this guy as your trainer. Tough, but he will make you better. There you go. So Mad, he trifected yesterday, man, and cool guy. He did awesome on his test, and dude started tearing up, man. I had to cut him off. I was like, he started tearing up. So we'll say that he's this microphone. So like, I'm all like, hey man, you did it, bro. Congrats. Bah. He started tearing up on me. I said, oh no, I am a crier. If I see you cry, I'm thinking to myself, oh gosh, don't look at him. He's crying. If I see him crying, I'm going to start crying because I'm a crier. Man, every time my students cry, and Jason's taking them TNT. Jason cried whenever he got his too. I had to look away. Stop. I told Jason, I said, there's no crying in trucking. And like the examiner looked at him. He goes, dude, are you crying? And like he was so proud though, I understand why he's crying. He's so proud, he's excited, he's proud of what he did. He worked hard for it, but he started crying, like he started tearing up and like kind of choking on, like his voice started cracking, and I was all like, man, it's all good, dude. You did, man. It's over with now. Good job, good job. Like I'm trying not to look at him because, man, if I see somebody else crying, I'm probably gonna cry. I was like, I gotta. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'll cry, but I was trying to avoid him, man. I really was. Like, I was trying not to look at him in case he was actually like, in case a tear actually fell out. Like, I'd have probably lost it. I would have been like, I'm so proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Like, I would have been crying. And then the examiner would be like, you're crying too? Like, he would have been like, you're crying really because your guy just trifected? And I'll be like, he goes, how many is that? Like, what number are you on just this year? I'll be like, bro, I can't do it. He's crying, so I'm gonna cry. Who knows? Best case scenario is the examiner would have cried too once he saw us crying, and we would all just been crying together. Then nobody would have made fun of me for crying. But yeah, good stuff. Like you did awesome out there, man. You worked hard on it, but yeah, I don't do that crying. You can't be getting me to cry out there, man. I can't have those students that cry. I can't be doing that because I end up crying too. My mouse died on me. Is what happened. I'm trying to plug it in right now. It's one of those wireless mouse, and it died on me, so it wasn't working no more. But yeah, good job, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of my guy today too. My guy today was a struggle because he had another trainer. And I told my guy, I said, look, I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy that's going to give you the answers. Like, I'm not the guy that's going to tell you, hey, turn here, turn left now because I said to. I'm the guy that's going to tell you what part of the trailer are you moving, and you got to know which way to turn the wheel. Hardest part of backing is knowing which way to turn the wheel. I'm the guy that's going to teach you that. Whenever you know which way to turn the wheel, you can back it wherever it needs to go. Let's see. Twisted Big D, inmate pulled his eyeballs out. Suicide, overdose, and killings. Yeah, Kenworth. Um, Shoot, that's not even the half of it. Like, that's just something I'll say out loud on here. Like, we'll just say that I've seen every part of the body cut off. Every part of the body cut off by now. So, yeah, I've seen some bad stuff, man. I really have. Like I've seen some people beat up. Like you talking about, like they were airlifted to the hospital, and like, man, you'd be surprised. Okay, so there's these little fans. They're probably like maybe a foot tall by a foot wide. But if you take that fan motor out and you put it in a sock and you're swinging it around, beating somebody in the face with it, that thing will do so much damage. A fan motor is really bad. You put a fan motor in a sock and you're swinging that around, it's going to really, really do some damage to somebody. It's going to really, really tear somebody up. So, it's just, I don't know. I really don't. I know it's not a good day for whoever gets hit with a fan motor. A rig pick says, I put you down as a referral. What name do I give them? You my driver code is COXDJO. Wow, my computer added a whole bunch of letters. But my driver code is COXDJO, so that's what you need to put in there. My name's Daniel, and then my last name's the first three letters of that. So there you go. If you want to put me down, I'm not tripping either way. I'm not like, if people put me down, that's awesome. If people don't put me down, cool. Like, it's up to you. Lineup has nothing. Told me to call back at 8. Don't call. Always go over there, dude. Always go over there. And or actually, like, if you're waking up to call every about 2 hours, then call them. But if you're like not going to bed yet, right before you go to bed, go all the way in there, check in. Hey, what y'all got now? See what they got for you. If if you if you go to driver lineup, like if you're calling them every 2 hours, I set an alarm, man. Like, I'll wake myself up every 2 hours, like with alarm, boom, call them half asleep, phone them in the ear as I'm falling back to sleep. Hey, you got any loads yet? No? Okay. Boom, back out. Because over there, man, it's pretty much, if somebody comes in with a load and drops it off and they're all like, oh, we got to get this one covered, it's the first person that walks up to that desk, or it's the first person that calls them or whatever. I have better luck going in person. I really do. That is a third of what I seen. Okay, Kenworth Ryder says that's a third of what I seen in law enforcement job. I seen the worst during war. Seeing like, man, I have not went to war, and I have not done law enforcement. I've had a lot of law enforcement buddies though, and they told me about crime scenes and stuff like that, and like, I haven't been to war, so like, I'm sure like you win. Like, I probably haven't seen as much as you have. Okay, I'll go in person. Yeah, Jason, go just what right before you go to bed, or whenever you're about to go to bed, or whatever, just go in there and go up to them and say, "Hey, what do y'all got coming in?" Blah 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 blah. Because when you call in and you're all like, "Hey, if you get any loads, call me." Blah blah blah. They take a sticky note and they write it on there. If it falls off the computer, then it falls off the computer, and they don't call you. So they say that they do a list, but I've seen them put sticky notes on the computer before, and I'm all like, that's not very good. But yeah, that's the way to get loads out there. Like, I hear people all the time, driver lineup doesn't have any loads. I say, when's the last time you checked in? They're all like, yesterday. Yesterday. Weekend dispatch doesn't have nothing for me. I hit up weekend dispatch. I'm like, dude, just keep going in there. Jesus takes the wheel, just said, tell driver lineup that Jesus sent you. That's funny. A few weeks of one will go up. Hey man, I'm gonna go for my CDL permit in a few weeks. Plan on going to Prime, Pennsylvania. How often are you home? If you're asking how often I'm home, right now, because the amount of students we have, I'm home every night. But when I'm over the road, say I wasn't a trainer, say I was just running solo, and I'm a company driver, so it's different for if you're on lease or not. I'm a company driver, so we're allowed 4 days in a row to take off. Got a good relationship with your fleet manager? Probably be 5, 6 days, whatever. They're pretty flexible with that as long as you're running hard. So I take my 4 days off, and then at the end of every month, and then I would come back out. A lease guy, so I'm taking 4 days off every month. A lease guy, pretty much on average, I would say average out of all the lease guys, because you got the guys that stay out there 6 months and then come home. But I'll just say the average lease guy, every 2 months, he'll go home for 7 days. So really, every month I'm going home for 4 days. I end up with 8 days. They end up with 7 days all at once. I would rather end up with 8 days, 4 days here, 4 days there, than all at once 7 days. And that's average, because I don't think anyone really needs to take 7 days at home. The first day you do all your errands. Second day you're kind of just, having some fun. Third day you're just chilling, and then the fourth day I've always ended up bored and ready to get back on the road. Like, I ended up bored. I was like, man, I got everything done. I relaxed, ready to go back over the road, go make some money. So I'm ready to run again. But that's me. Jesus takes the wheel. He's a lease guy. He says he goes home every 3 months. So that's every 3 months he goes home. And Jesus, just for 1 week, you go home for one. Oh. Jason Bailey says, lease guy here. I do 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Your results may vary. But you were on a regional account, so I bet you made it home more than that, probably. Okay, so Jesus does 3 months on, 14 days off. What do you do with 14 days off, bro? Sound good, brother. I appreciate the response, and definitely going to start off as a company driver. And like, stick to it too. Stick to it. I think that you need to learn the business. I think that you're a fool. Let me take that back. I'm not going to take it back. I think that is not very wise. Let's correct the words. I don't think it's very wise to just jump into a lease. I really don't. I think that, like, you need to not be that stressed out whenever you jump into it. You're jumping into a career that you know nothing about. You don't really know the ins and outs. You really don't know, like, how to manage your clocks. Yeah, you were on TNT and you learned a lot. Great. But go out company and learn how this industry works. Don't just jump out there and, hey, man, I'm going for it. Like, I'm going to run my lease. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I say go out and learn the company side, like learn the business, learn the industry. That way, after about 6 months or whatever time it is, you jump into the lease, and all you got to do is learn the business side. You don't have to learn the everything at once, how the industry works and all that stuff. You don't have to learn it all at once. You're not going to be as stressed out, and you're going to be able to just focus on running your business. That's what we need, is to learn the industry, and then once we're ready to move on to make more money or better ourselves, we move to the next step, either lease or start training or something like that. Start doing TNT, something to better yourself, because the ultimate goal out here is to better ourselves and be more successful. Every year you should be trying to do whatever it takes to better yourself and make you even higher, and make sure your family's doing even better. So something like that. And I know a lot of people are going to judge me for saying that, and they're going to be like, man, I jumped right into a lease and I'm just fine. Well, you're not everybody. First off, and how much stress did you stress yourself? how much did you hurt yourself by just jumping into a lease? Because I know that like you had it bad at the start, like you were still figuring stuff out and you were still having problems. Jesus Takes the Wheel says he takes 2 or 3 days to decompress. Jason Bailey says, believe it or not, I didn't actually go home for a 10 much that much. So I'm training 6 weeks and a few days off, then back to a student. Okay. 6 weeks on. Jesus Takes the Wheel says, as someone who jumped into a lease right away, I would say go company 4 to 6 months. See, and that's somebody that like I really, really trust right there. Jesus Takes the Wheel. I trust him, and he's very knowledgeable about his lease. I asked him the other day for the guys that are asking your emergency fund. Whoever was asking me, I can't remember who, put in the max 20 cents per mile. So put in the max into that emergency fund because you never know what's going to happen. So, and then Jason Bailey too, he jumped right into at least 2, and he said he wish he did too. He wish he went company first. David Gray said, good advice. Hey, there's David Gray, man. See you in the morning, bro. Bright and early. I can see the back of your head. That's weird. Yeah, I'm talking. Jason says, yeah, I'm taking it up a step this year, trying to push myself. And that's why I'm going to train. May learn something along the way. And that's right, Jason. Like, you took a while to become a trainer. Like, I'm happy you became a trainer. It makes me feel good whenever I see my students becoming trainers because, like, I have somebody I can trust to take one of my students. So, like, whenever I see one of my students become a trainer, I'm all like, yeah, I got another safe and clean truck and a good TNT trainer to put my student with. And I kind of get to know all of my guys so I can see who's going to get along with who and stuff like that. And I kind of, try and match them up where they're good. I put my name out. If I put somebody on someone's truck, I put my name out on both sides. If I'm not the one that said, hey, would you take this student? Or I'm not the one that said, hey, you're going to get on this guy's truck, then, I'm not putting my name out because, my reputation's on the line. But if I'm the one that said, hey, I want you to get on this truck, then like it's pretty safe. But Jason, like I had my student getting on Jason's truck and I put my name out there. So definitely they'll get along great. Because I look at it like this. If I tell my student, my student that I have now, hey, you're gonna go with this guy, he's gonna train you, I'm putting my name out that he's a good trainer. And I'm also putting my name out to my old student that, hey, this guy I'm putting on your truck, he's going to be a good student. So I can get you to take another one because guess what? You're like, man, you were right. And then whenever he gets off that truck, after the student gets the new TNT student gets off the truck, he's like, okay, man, that was good. Whenever he becomes eligible to start doing TNT, he's going to remember that and he's going to be like, hey, you know how you put me on that guy's truck and he was great and we had a good time? Well, yeah. He's like, can you put a student like that on my truck? I can kind of, help that out, help the process out and get that done. So we know that we're getting good trainers with the students. It helps out. It's about that trust that we have, that bond we have together. So And Jesus takes the real says, you learn a lot being a trainer. And that's true. You learn so much. Like I am 100 times better at backing after I learned how to after I became a trainer, after I learned how to tell somebody how to back. The hardest thing, and that's like I told Jason the other day, is the hardest thing about teaching your student how to back is being able to express to him what you see, being able to tell him what you see and get him to understand what you see so he can see it too. So, like, you got to be able to explain that. You got to explain why you turned the wheel this way, why you turned it that much, why did you not do this? You have to explain that. It's kind of hard putting it into words. Once you figure out how to put that stuff into words, like you start learning little tricks here and there. Wow, he turned the wheel that way. That's not gonna work. Whoa. Okay, that worked. I'm gonna have to remember that. Nobody knows if a student's good or not. Yeah, nobody knows if a student's good or not. Okay, so Roland for time says nobody knows if a student's good or not. Well, once we the thing is, whenever I'm your trainer, I was your trainer whenever you were with me, and now you're a trainer and you're ready for your own student. You know exactly how I train, and you know exactly like what I expect out of my students, and you know that I'm gonna put the best one I have at the time on your truck. Like you're taken care of. So whenever you say nobody knows if a student will be good or not, I think it's more nobody knows if the student's going to stay or quit is more of the statement, because I have some really excellent students that I put on people's truck and they just quit. Like they quit, and I was all like, "Man, that dude was awesome," and I never thought he would quit, but he got he got homesick or something happened, or he just decided, man, this is not for him, and he quit. So I think more or less, it's we don't know when they're going to quit. I can kind of see if you're going to be a good student or a bad student after working with you for a while. It starts with I can tell a lot about a person from the way they back. I can tell how good you're going to be from when you start back, and I can tell how much you're going to overthink. I can tell how fast you're going to get angry. I can tell a lot of stuff about you whenever you start backing. So, you know, and how well you listen and stuff like that. I can start picking up on a lot of stuff you do that you're going to learn from or not learn from by just starting out. Hey, straight line back, man. Do whatever you want. Just back it through there. Let's see what happens. So, another good question. What are vacation requirements for Prime? So, we get 7 days off, which or you can cash that out. I cash it out. Whenever I get vacation time, I'll wait till I need it. I'll leave it on there till I need it, and then I'll cash it out because it's $700. So it's pretty much $100 a day. So you're gonna be able to take a week off, and this is for company guys. This ain't for lease guys. Lease don't get no vacation time that I know of, unless they save up and take it off, make it up themselves. So what you're gonna do is you can take 7 days off, and they're gonna pay you $100 a day. It equals $700. Now you have to drive. You have to drive 100,000 miles, and then you get vacation time. So every time you drive once, because I'm not driving that many miles. Like I'm in the passenger seat explaining to how my students how to drive. Like I drive sometimes, but I don't do no 100,000 miles worth. Oh, what's up, Big C? Keith says, tips on pre-trip. Tips on pre-trip, get out there to a truck and start doing it. Tips on pre-trip, start with the engine compartment, learn it like the back of your hand before you move on. Keep the order the same. When you move to the next compartment, it's going to make the next one easier, because if you get lost in the suspension out to the tire, you're going to be able to fix it. Point at stuff good, touch stuff. If you forget the name of it, as long as you can make sure that it's safe, you're not going to have a problem because you checked it that it was safe. Touch it. If it's metal, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. If it's rubber, there's no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. I know I went through that pretty quick, but that should help you out a lot. Also, tips on pre-trip. Go to my playlist, watch my pre-trip videos. They will teach you how to point at stuff. They will teach you where stuff is. So make sure you check out my playlist and check out my pre-trip videos. They're great. Some videos, check in. Teaching reference points for backing. CDL test, good idea or not. When you're starting out, teach the reference points. I'm actually teaching the reference points right now. Because we have so many students, and the reference points are good if you're teaching, if you really teach somebody how to straight line back, and if you're really teaching somebody how the back of the trailer moves, front of the trailer moves, and the truck moves. If you're teaching them the basics of backing, then it's great. If you're telling your student in the points, turn right because I said so, turn left because I said so, then we're kind of not helping them too much. What we need to do is tell them, hey, the back of the trailer, turn opposite, stuff like that. They need to know why they're turning the wheel. Explain to them why. Explain to them how to fix it. Explain to them what's going on. Why the trailer goes this way, why the trailer goes that way. How do you stop it from going that way? How do you make it go more that way? If we can do all that, then teaching the points is great ideal. Later on, you can move into teaching without the points, which I was doing for a long time and I would love to get back to. But right now, with the amount of students and how far they're backed up, it takes longer to teach without the points. Big C, he was taught without the points, man. He was out there killing it. Once he finally figured it out, it takes longer to figure out. If you're out there, if you spend a lot more time out there, it's going to take me 7 days. It'll take me about 7-8 days to teach somebody without the points, all the backing. And, it takes a long time. So right now, we're trying to get caught up on these students again. And, we got 4 students at a time. It's so stressful. It is stressful to have that many students. And, you can't get the one-on-one time that you really, really need. So if you do, you have to send the other guys home, and then that guy's going to be with you, and you're going to do your one-on-one time with them, make sure that they're good. It's really hard. It's really, really hard with the amount of students we have. So hopefully we get caught up pretty soon, and I can get back to teaching without the points, and we can get back to that real life backing out there on the pad. But right now they kind of talk me in, they're all like, hey man, we got these priority guys, we're trying to get them out. They've been here for a long time without making money. We need to get them to their money. So I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do it. I'm going to teach them the basics of backing. I'm going to teach them the points. They're going to get their CDL, and they're going to have the general knowledge of how the trailer moves, how the truck moves. That's what we need to do, is make sure that we're explaining that when we're teaching the points. I don't have no problems with the points, because if you do it right, you teach them the basic knowledge that they need. If you're telling them turn the wheel this way because I said so, that's where I have a problem with it. I'm all like, well, you're not teaching them nothing. Whenever you come ask me for help, if you come ask me for help with something, I'm going to be like, all right, why are you turning left right here? And they're going to be like, because we need to turn left right here. No. Hardest part of backing is knowing which way to turn the wheel. That's the hardest part. Don't overthink this stuff. Think about the one piece you're trying to move, and then we need to move it right or left. You figure that out, that will tell you which way you need to turn the wheel. So I don't really have no problems with the points, as long as we're teaching people the general knowledge that they need and the basics how to move it. All right, later, Jesus. I think I'm out of here too, really, because I got to be up. I get up every morning at 4 a.m. So I'll be up at 4 a.m. Yeah, right. Big C says, yep, that's not teaching, that it's telling. Yeah. But I got to be I get up every day at 4 a.m. So I got to get up at 4 a.m. I got a big day tomorrow, and I got a lot of stuff to do. Like, I'm always busy. Like, I try to plan my day out, but I tell most of my guys, I make up my day as I go. There ain't no plan to my chaos. I make it up. But I'm out of here. I hope that everyone jumped in here, subscribe to the channel, rung the bell, and I'll try to get back on here and do a live sometime. Like I said, I'm really, really stressed out and busy and doing 5 students at the time. I mean, I don't really have much time to do this. This is fun. It's my hobby. I love doing it, and I like making videos, but super busy, like extremely busy. And I feel bad that I haven't put out a video in like 2 or 3 days, but I'm trying to. So good night, everyone. Enjoy the talk tonight. I know we jumped all over the place from voodoo all the way to flesh-eating diseases and stuff, but I'm out of here, and hopefully that you learned something from the voodoo, flesh-eating diseases, and driving a truck. I'm out. Peace. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code, COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.